What's up, you guys? So for today's video, I'm going to be talking about a lot of stuff that I just felt like I needed to share. God put it on my heart, so I, had to follow through with it, even though I was really nervous to. Honestly, in this video, I just hope that it helps somebody, know that they're not alone. Even though they may feel like they're alone, you're not alone. You have people around you who care about you. I care about you. I would hate to see anybody ever, go away. But yeah, trigger warning. I do talk about depression, anxiety, abortions, suicide, and drug, alcohol use and stuff like that. So just be mindful if you are very sensitive to these topics. Please do not watch. Click out of the video. But if you are down for like an open conversation, then keep on watching. But yeah. So, hi, my name is Faith. If you don't know me, just putting my message or my story, my truth out there, how Jesus saved me and how Jesus saved my life, because it was in a way that I would have never imagined. But he works in the most mysterious ways, literally, through miracles and a lot of mystery. I never know if somebody's gonna ever, stumble across this video and, decide to give their life to Christ, which at the end of the day, I hope multiple people do. But if I'm out of breath, I'm really sorry. Being pregnant is really, really hard. And especially talking for, long periods of times and whatever. So I've been struggling with depression since I was 12. I'm currently 23. And I feel like I'm finally at a place where I feel good or healthy enough to be able to openly talk about this. So yeah, depression has always been a really close friend of mine. Pretty much all throughout high school, I struggled with depression and anxiety, and I was really good at masking it. So, nobody would ever really think Faith's suicidal or Faith's, depressed. Because I was always really good at hiding it, because I had to train myself how to. So I had it, and in drill team, I loved drill team because it distracted me and made me feel like I was part of something. So sophomore year was literally one of the best years I ever had, because I was in drill team. I had my first real boyfriend at the time. I was going out with my friends, and it was just a really great year, and I really just distracted myself that whole year from how I really felt. But in those moments when I was alone, all I could do was cry or be angry, genuinely angry. And I also suppressed my hunger so much, because I was always labeled as the fat girl. My family just always made me feel really self-conscious about my body, and they would call me names because my two older sisters have amazing figures. They're really skinny, and I was just always the chubbier one. That's just, I came out the womb chubby. At the end of the day, when you're alone, get to dancing with your thoughts, and slow dancing at that, because it's literally you have this one thought that creeps in when you're perfectly fine. Let's say you're watching TV or, just chilling by yourself, and then you have this one thought and it starts eating at you. And that's literally how I felt. I felt like I was eating at myself. Nobody really understands the demons that you're fighting. Even if somebody says oh, I'm insecure about my looks too, just because we can relate to having insecurities about our looks doesn't mean we understand how deep they really go. Because some people, it's as deep as having an eating disorder, and not body dysmorphia is so real. And even especially in the society that we live in now with Instagram, but some people really don't care, and then other people who have struggled so much already with body dysmorphia see all these beautiful, flawless women on their social medias, and all these likes and all this stuff, and it's we glorify that these days. It's glorified. It's something that's idolized, and we shouldn't, because we're natural. I don't know, I feel like it's a really like deep, like intense topic to talk about. Yeah, so a lot of people don't know how deep, you know, your mental health issues can go, and unless you really sit down and talk about them, like, you'll never understand. I forgot where I was. Pregnancy brain. Whoa. Come around senior year, I had to quit drill team, which was honestly the worst time of my life. The best and the worst time of my life, because drill team was something I was so passionate about because it helped me distract myself from me. But yeah, senior year, it was a roller coaster for me because I had gotten in a serious relationship, and, you know, I didn't fully know myself pre-relationship. So getting into the relationship, it helped me be who I am. And, you know, there was great times in that relationship, like those highs, like, you know, when you're on like the roller coaster, right? So you're at Six Flags and you're on the roller coaster and you're going up and up and up and up and up and up, and you start getting this adrenaline, and it's just like, whoa, like we're about to go. Like, I feel like the start of the relationship feels like the top of the roller coaster, when you're like looking and you're like, oh my gosh, like we're about to go, and you're like freaking out, and it's just like all this adrenaline, and you just feel like, ooh, you know. And yeah, and then out of nowhere, shit just goes downhill. And things start to happen, and I think the true colors of yourself and of the person that you're in a relationship with start to show. And being at such a young age and being in a relationship like that, it's that serious, and, you know, you're in love with somebody and you just feel like this person is your whole world and you can't see yourself without them, and you start, you know, really, this is where the codependency starts. You don't even want to be around your own friends or family anymore. At least that's how it was for me. Sometimes it can go downhill really quick, and you don't even know what happened. By the end of the ride, you're just like, whoa, like, did I just black out? Over the course of that relationship, my mental health was like bottom of the barrel bad. And it wasn't anyone's fault. I think it was just more so I was dancing with my demons, and I didn't know God. I'd known God before, but I wasn't searching for God in my relationship. I was searching for this person to fill the void that, you know, could never be filled because I wasn't right with God. You know, I had so many instances where I depended so much on certain things that I felt like I couldn't live if I didn't have them. My anxiety and my depression were so bad, like so bad, because I was so codependent on this person, and this person was emotionally unavailable half the time. And, you know, like I said, like when you're in a relationship at such a young age, you don't know any better. Like on either side, as a girl, we feel so much, and, you know, a boy being a boy, they don't know a lot of stuff, you know. We're still not mature in age or, you know, in mindset and stuff to know any better. When you don't know yourself, you don't know God, when you don't love yourself, it's very easy to get tangled up in the wrong things and to believe that what you're doing is okay, when in reality it's not, because you don't know, or you can't see how much it's affecting you. You don't really see until you're finally completely moved out of that phase or that chapter in your life. But I just found myself feeling like I was never good enough. You know, I was never loved by a man. Like, daddy issues were real. And, you know, to constantly be put to the side by a person that you love so much and that you trust so much and that, you know, you would do anything for, that it hurts. Like, it messes with you mentally. And, you know, it's just a really hard thing to go through. Not everybody is going to experience the same thing, but for those who have experienced, like, you know how bad it is, you know how bad it can be. And, you know, it's just something like it's a demon that you're fighting constantly. It's a demon that you cannot let, like, that won't let go of you, that literally has you like in chains, and you're like trying to fight, but you don't know how. When I was finally, you know, on and off throughout the past like freaking 5-6 years of my life, I was trying to find God, and I felt like that's why my personal situation was so bad, is because I felt like I was breaking a generational curse, because, or not even, yeah, like generational curses, because I was trying to help myself for like a few years or a couple years out of the relationship. I was trying to help myself, and I started getting really in touch with childhood trauma and going to a counselor. You know, my family, we were very closed off, you know, and emotions weren't a big thing. And so I finally started, I took it upon myself. I don't even know how I stumbled upon it. I want to say it was like angel numbers or something that I had read that really got me reading into childhood trauma and how to heal yourself. And, you know, at first it was spirituality. That's what really got me, was spirituality, self-help books. Like, I just really started training myself and trying. But the more I tried to heal myself and to help myself, the worse my battles got. Like, the worse my depression would hit, the worse my anxiety would hit, the more I would want to starve myself, or the more I would want to not be in the physical realm anymore. And, you know, God finally delivered me from that. And it's still something that sometimes I struggle with, but nowhere near as bad as I used to. But May 2020, something really big but really small at the same time happened, that I was ready to take my life. I didn't care who was watching. I didn't care who I was hurting. I did not care. I wanted to die. I felt like nobody would ever understand my pain. I felt like nobody ever cared to try to understand. Nobody, you know, because I had talked to the people who I fell out with. I talked to them about my problems, and I had made it very clear to them, like, hey, like, this is what I'm struggling with. And, you know, they had their own issues too, so they couldn't help me. You know, I was crying out for help to people who couldn't help me. The only one that could help me and deliver me from that was God, and I just never saw it. I remember, I want to say it was Saturday and Sunday, and Saturday was the time where I didn't care who was watching me. I wanted to self-harm, and I wanted to get it over with, and I was angry, and I was crying, and a mess. I was just a mess. I started crying out to God in front of the people who were around me. I started telling him, like, God, I'm here. Like, why aren't you helping? You know, God, I'm available. Like, God, I'm right here. I've been praying. I've been fighting this demon. Where are you? I felt like that was just it for me, you know? I was at the lowest point that I had ever been in. And, you know, I didn't get an answer right then and there. I continued to fight and cry. And, you know, I had to collect myself, because I was finally like, you know what? I'm just over it. I'm just done. You know, I thought I was okay. I thought I would go to bed and be okay when I woke up. And I wasn't. I go to bed and I wake up, and it's the same situation all over again, where I just feel like the devil was trying me. There was nothing that could change my mind. That Sunday, I almost took my life. I was listening to this one song called Invisible by Skylar. I don't remember her name, but I just remember sitting and just being at my lowest. Like, I just wanted to stop everything. I wanted to stop feeling pain. I wanted to stop crying. I wanted to stop not being loved enough. I just kept telling myself, like, when I'm gone, they'll love me. When I'm gone, they'll love me. When I'm gone, they'll love me. The worse I was hurting myself, the bigger the thought came to mind of, don't do this. And that's when God really came to me. And at my most devastating time, he put an image in my mind that was just so beautiful to me at that very moment. And it was my little nephew and my little brother. He just put my family in my brain, and that's all I could think about. That's all I could picture. So that was his way of showing me, like, they still need you. They need you here. They need you to protect them. They need you to love them. They need you to fight for them. That's what I did. Like, God saved my life. Like, they saved my life. If it wasn't for them, I would not be here right now. If it was not for God, I would not be here right now. I would not be able to talk about it. But thank God he delivered me from that. He saved me. Like, I just know he saved me. I know that he was in so much pain, you know, seeing one of his children, you know, almost lose their battle to a demon, to the devil, almost lose their battle to depression, and really sad, you know, mental health issues that are so common that so many people are still so like oblivious to. From that day forward, I really dived into my Bible. I really dived into my faith. I really dived into worship music. I decided, like, I'm no longer going to choose that life. I'm no longer going to choose to let the devil freaking, like, put me in this trance and lie to me. And because he's a liar, and I pretty much, like, I think that's the day I for sure, like, gave my life to Christ. Like, I was just, like, in awe of how God worked. I was like, oh. So this is what had to happen in order for me to see what you've been trying to tell me all along. God's gonna say, like, call you to him when the time is right for you. And he's just, like, waiting for you, like, with his hand out. He's waiting for you. He will gladly take your hand with so much joy and pull you out of the situations that you are in and that you have been in and that you've been struggling with for so long. He will pull you out of those and completely transform your life. He's like a clay, like, master. You're the clay, and he's like the one who's, you know, forming it and manipulating the clay, which is you, into how he, like, wants you to be. In his image, he's gonna, you know, continue to mold you. And let's say you're rough right here, he's gonna work it out. He's gonna smooth it out for you. You just have to have faith. Once you give your life over to him, he's just gonna completely change you. And sometimes there's gonna be quiet moments, but in those quiet moments, that's where the beauty is, because that's when you get to take yourself deeper. You get to take yourself deeper in your faith and continue to call onto him. And when the time is right, that's when he does it. When you feel like your world is falling apart once again and you're just like, God, where are you? Like, why is this happening? He's going to pull your hand and he's going to tell you, child, I've been right here. I've just been wanting you to come deeper, to trust me, to put faith in me, that I would never leave you. He's such a faithful God. He's an unconditional lover. Like, you know, so many times I feel like we try to look for unconditional love in a person, and, you know, we long for these things that only God can provide. Unconditional love, you know, somebody to keep their promises, and, you know, so many other things. We try to look for that in people, and the truth is, we're not going to find it. I'm not perfect by any means. It's just crazy how God works, and how when you finally call on to him and you're at the freaking bottom and you don't know what else to do, and you're just like, Lord, like, you feel like you're losing your mind. That's whenever he comes and he's like, see, I'm real. I've been here the whole time, but I was waiting for you to get your act together and finally come on to me and call out to me, because I'm the only one who can save you. Like, at the end of the day, Jesus is the only one that can save you. And Jesus is the only one that's going to fix you and heal you. And, you know, he's the one who's going to forgive you. He's going to wait until you come to him, because he's a gentleman. He's respectful. He's not going to invade your space. He's going to wait until you go to him and you're ready. And you're like, Lord Jesus, you know, I'm ready to go deeper in my faith. I'm ready to get to know you. I'm ready to hear your voice. I'm ready to know your love, Lord. I'm ready to share the gospel, Lord. And it's amazing. And so, yeah. And I've been praying to God for so long, like, Lord, give me a baby. I want a baby so bad. And, you know, like I said, like, Like, this man works in the most mysterious ways. Like, when I least expected to get pregnant, I got pregnant, and literally, like, it's insane. I wanted a baby so freaking bad. I was just like, Lord, like, I just feel like this is gonna be the thing that saves my life. And sure enough, he blessed me with my baby girl. And you know what's even crazier about this is that literally I feel bad even talking about it, but this is my story. Like, this is my truth, and I have to share it because I have to let y'all know how good God is. I have to let y'all know how great God is, and how he works in the most mysterious ways, and how he comes through in the clutch at the buzzer. Like, at the buzzer, he's like, whoo, swish, 3, boom, game winner, like, period. Like, you know that's him. Kind of like Luca. I just always felt like a baby was gonna be the thing to save my life. And for the first 4 months of my pregnancy, I struggled a lot with thoughts of abortion. Lord, like, I'm not ready. I'm too selfish. I am not in a relationship with this person. I'm not in marriage, which I always said I wanted to be married when I had a baby. But, you know, stuff happens. We make our decisions. Everything is a butterfly effect. And God revealed to me this was my salvation. God told me that if I aborted this baby, that was my one-way ticket to hell, and there was no coming back. And I almost risked it because there was so many thoughts rushing through my brain. Oh, you know, what are people going to say? Like, this is lies that the devil was telling me, or this is thoughts that the devil was putting in my brain to make me do away with this blessing. What are people going to say? How are people going to look at you? Like, oh, you're not even in a relationship with your baby daddy, or, you know, like, whatever the devil was telling me, honey, like, he was trying it. And when I tell you, this was like a constant thing, like every day, every hour of every day, every second of every hour, every minute of every hour, every second of every minute, like, it was a constant thing of getting an abortion. What are people going to think of you? Or, you know, just very sly, and in the most subtle voice, like, you'll just freaking hear it. And God told me, he was like, you do away with this blessing that you've been praying me for, and I'm gonna do away with you when you come and meet me, and I'm gonna say, turn away, child, I never knew you. Like, I have her picture on my wall, and that's what I keep, like, looking at. Like, my baby is a gift from God. My baby is a gift from God. Like, she saved me. Like, I was going down a path of destruction. Like, I was doing good. I was, like, you know, in my Bible, I was good with God. Like, we were like, every day. And then, you know, little by little, started to fall off. Started to give into these temptations, and I started, you know, oh, but what if I just drink? Like, I just want to have fun. Like, I don't want to feel anything. Like, I don't want to hurt anymore. I don't want to think of these people. I don't want anything. Like, girl, like, it was bad. But I was seriously headed down a road of destruction. Like, I was going to ruin myself to the point of no return. Like, it was bad. God just came through and wrecked my plans. Like, he came through and he was like, nope, like, I have bigger plans for you. This is what it's gonna be, and that's just it. And, you know, I'm grateful that I fought, and I continued to fight every single day, you know, to just live right, and to live by God. And, you know, I just couldn't live with making another mistake and doing away with what God had put in my life. Like, I just couldn't. Like, I I battled so much with that idea or the thought, and I wanted to be, you know, selfish in my own ways, and, you know, go to what was comfortable and what I knew. But I just knew, I knew that this baby was supposed to happen, and this baby saved me. Like, it's insane how God works. But yeah, this is my story. I hope that, you know, I hope that you give God a chance. A lot of people, especially in these days, a lot of people don't believe in God very much anymore, and to me it's baffling. But, you know, to each their own. If you don't want to know God, if you don't believe in what the Word says and what the Bible says and what other people have to say, then that's just you. And I hope that one day that, you know, you do give God a chance, and that you give your heart and your life over to Him, because literally He's going to transform in such a way that nothing else, no one else ever could. Know that you are not alone. There's other people like myself who have struggled with these thoughts, who have struggled with all this stuff. Like, you're not alone. And believe me when I say that, even though you feel so alone, or, you know, you may feel like you just don't have anybody, like, it's not true. Those are lies that the devil is trying to tell you. You know, when you feel like you're not loved enough or worthy enough, like, know that you are here for a reason. You are here for a purpose. And I just pray, you know, that God delivers you from all those anxieties, that depression, all those, you know, situations that you're dealing with that you cannot find a way out of. I pray that God transforms them. Yes. Thank you for listening to my story.